Hello, welcome. We're in the process of setting things up. This is very impromptu. Wasn't feeling the hottest today, so I figured why not? Let's take like a couple hours and work on new game systems. Cause who knows? It might turn out to be something really fun, or not, and then I have to rethink everything. But I am joined by most of the Riptide crew. The only one we're missing here today is the cleric, Suzanne, who plays Fidget, as she has to go to work in like 45 minutes. So, sucks, but this is what we got. So today we're going to be doing some work on the new game system. I've been spending a lot of time working on this over the last week and weekend. And I'll actually be putting out a video tomorrow about like some of the struggles on making YouTube videos tomorrow or the next day. I don't know, just gonna be like a rant about what I've been going through for this month and just a little insight into the process and what we've been doing. Channel's been still growing, surprisingly. I mean, we just got a sub right now. Thank you, Don McCleary.
Oh.
But we're at nearly 500 subscribers.
Yo.
So we have two beautiful tokens so far. They're truly masterpieces. Actually, one of them's not bad. One of them looks like it could be a legitimate token. The other one's a masterpiece.
Is mine a masterpiece?
Yep, yours is the masterpiece. Look at that token.
Yeah.
Glorious. Who wouldn't want to play this character in any tabletop game?
This is what peak performance looks like.
This is, you may not like it, you may not want to hear it, but this is what peak performance looks like in tabletop.
I've changed my token.
Oh no.
Good. You chose the right answer.
Alright, what's this new token?
But you chose the wrong one.
What's the correct one?
The Eldritch Entity.
Obviously, it's Hellspawn.
Devon's is interesting.
I do like Devon's.
Okay, fine.
Oh, you're gonna change it again? Okay. Alright. Alicia, sticking on brand.
Oh yeah.
I can respect that.
You did not turn it into a PNG there, Alicia.
Oh, oops.
Right.
Did you do save instead of download?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, download it.
worries.
Otherwise,
Just
you'll just have
copy
a
it.
box around it. Or copy it. Is this your final answer, Slug?
Yes.
Now you have to change it as soon as Cam puts it in.
No, this is locked in.
That's the link under there. I hope that's fine. It's fine. My bad.
Alright, there's our other masterpiece there. Hellspawn. That's the character's name. Hellspawn. Love it. Love it.
I like to think Hellspawn's a dapper little gentleman.
I have to ask Evan, is your perceived character the teddy bear or the monster?
It's actually the kid sleeping.
I can be your angle and your demon. Yeah.
No, it's actually all three. It's actually a very telling picture.
Under the blanket, they're actually connected to each other.
Heavily inspired from the little girl from Jade Empire, you know?
Yes.
It's like an anglerfish where it baits people over with a kid sleeping, and as soon as they come over, the big boy monster comes out from under the bed.
I mean, in the case of the girl from Jade Empire, they're both demons. One is just good and one is just bad.
And little corgi. All right,
Yeah.
we're sticking on brand.
Oh no, it's so small.
Oh,
Why can't we be giants?
Because you gotta fit on the map.
we fit on the map like this. What are you talking about?
No, you don't. You're walking through the obstacles.
Yeah, because we're tall.
Make bigger obstacles, nerd.
I did actually. You didn't see me shrinking, y'all. I actually was just making map big. There you go.
Ah, there we go. See, works out.
I appreciate it.
This is the kind of shit I have to deal with, everyone. I hope you know.
You're welcome.
Alright, y'all should have the ability to move your tokens. I like your health there, Booter.
Thanks. I could make it a funny number instead. Let's see.
Alright, I need things for you guys to kill or be killed by.
Oh.
I found it. The perfect villain.
Is it me?
Can I make it a PNG? I'll need to.
Are we fighting Celeste?
Are we fighting Loaf Girl?
Loaf girl.
Is it Jar Jar Binks?
Jar Jar Binks isn't a villain. Jar Jar Binks is the best Star Wars character.
Yeah, but that means
No.
we'd be the villains.
This will put you on edge. These things are so terrible. You will be powerless before their might.
It's
Oh
Slug.
god.
Also, be careful, Booter. I think talking about like high pressure subjects is against TOS.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, be sure you don't say the word simp either.
I would never. Unless it's immediately followed by Jar Jar Binks.
Or it's about Cameron.
Yeah.
Oof.
This man over here is a fiance.
I would never. You guys seen Borat? My wife.
My wife. Yes.
It's a funny movie.
Ah!
Dun dun dun!
Oh, God.
Oh god! Cameron, please, what the fuck?
A-E-I-O-U.
Absolutely terrible. I should put chat box on this screen. Where is it? Widgets. There we go. We now have chat box. So if I've missed your chats, I apologize.
Yo.
Actually, 1 second. I need to make a different chat box. Alright, 1 second. Okay. There we go. We have chat now. So y'all can message and hopefully I'll see it. All right. So, this test is going to be pretty bare bones. It's going to be mostly just testing how the gun mechanics work and seeing if guns are actually balanced as I think they are, which I don't have high hopes for, if I'm going to be honest. All right. Let's start you all out. Up in this corner. Oh, that did not work well. Okay. Up in this corner. And as y'all can see, it's a hex grid. Movement's going to be a little interesting. First of all, I gave you all some character sheets. We're not going to need, honestly, a whole bunch from the character sheets. But there are going to be some things that you're going to have to put down first. First and foremost, there's 8 stats. In each of these stats, they're going to have a die type that's going to be your main value for that stat. 3 of your stats are going to be 8. The rest of them are going to be 6. I highly, highly, highly recommend everyone take an 8 in their dexterity, because dexterity is what you use for shooting people, and you're going to want that stat to be higher. Your movements will be dictated by your agility, and your character's overall sturdiness is going to be dictated by their constitution.
I don't have access to a character sheet, by the way.
They're not going to be on here. I gave you guys the image. Do with it what you will. You can make you can use it as a reference point for any shorthand notes you want to throw in. Or you can print them out and write on them, however you want to go.
I just have it open in Chrome with like a paint tool from a Chrome web store that I'm just writing on.
That's fair.
Notepad it is.
What are intuition and willpower mainly used for?
So intuition is your character's, your general like instincts. It pretty much is just what comes natural to your character. Your reflexes will be based on your intuition. And your ability to like sense whether someone is lying to you or something. It's essentially like wisdom in a lot of ways. But intuition, I feel, is a better word for it.
Okay.
Intuition also kind of is like your perception as well.
And willpower?
Willpower is mostly used for resisting willpower, like, or will changing effects. There's a variety of other things. It's not super useful at this point in the game. It'll become much more useful later when like psychic abilities and magic is implemented into the game. But as you can see on the skill sheet there, your willpower is your endurance, stoicism, and determination. Endurance is mostly used to counteract pain effects. Stoicism determines your base DC for people who are trying to sense what your character is thinking or what they might do. And determination is your character's ability to push through hardships.
Okay. So you said 3 were 8, rest are 6?
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Should be easy. You're all starting at a combat level of 5. And your vitality equals your constitution die type. Reflex is your intuition. And some of the skills are innate skills or skills that you don't need special, like training to, for instance, running. Anyone can run generally. Maybe not well, but everyone is at least capable of running in some degree or fashion. So your running score, and this is an actual important one, is half of your agility die type.
Where's running?
It's in the agility green box.
Oh, there it is.
That would be your base.
That's your base. I'm not done with all the skills yet, so we won't be worrying about skills or cybernetic mods in this one. This one I just want to test the very base mechanics and how they work. I want to see if there can be a gunfight and it's not just like an instant slaughter and or it doesn't just go forever.
Fair. What was reflex again?
Your intuition die type.
Thank you.
Sorry, what?
I didn't realize there was two not linked with skills, so I didn't actually add them onto the sheet. So Constitution is Vitality and Intuition is Reflex.
Correct. And in the game, those two scores are not skills that you can increase normally. You have to get certain kind of special feats, essentially, to get them. And then your maximum wounds you can have is 5 times your Constitution modifier. Let's see. Your athletics will also be half of your strength die type as another innate skill. I don't think any of y'all will be grappling this session, but if you do, at least we'll have that number, so.
Well, I wanna.
Yeah, I'll be grappling exclusively.
Serena time.
We're all gonna grapple. No guns. Throw the guns away as soon as we start.
Are bayonets allowed?
Sure, why not?
That was a question for Booter, but
I have a. It depends. Do they grab
this is the future.
They might have a barbed edge that when you stab into them, if they try to rip it out, it'll rip on their skin, and that's kind of like grabbing onto somebody.
Yeah, grabbing from the inside.
Yeah.
One of the things I am excited for is how this game does initiative. So, for this test combat you're all going to be doing, everyone is essentially going to be moving at the same time.
God stolen realms.
Kind of, in a sense. This system, it has a very heavy reaction-based system. Most standard actions can be used as a reaction. All right. For all intents and purposes, y'all have 20 piercing armor in all your locations. Another feature as this game kind of progresses is you'll be able to mix and match armor pieces on your character. So if you want to have a character who has like a very heavily armored like left arm and you use your weapon in your right arm, you can do so.
So we have 20 to spread out over our body parts.
No. Just in all of them is 20.
Nice.
Is that like 20 resistance, or is that like 20 like health that can only be used for like piercing damage?
It's 20 like resistance. You can look
Okay.
at it that way. Because the setting is kind of set in a slightly more futuristic time, armor in this world are very good at reducing the damage from bullets. They're not perfect, but if you get shot by a gun in a location, most of the time you're just going to walk away with a bruise.
Guns are useless, I see.
No. The armor, because of how it has that kind of I talked about it before. It's that I can't remember its name. It has that reaction where it's like a liquid, but if you smash it, it turns into a solid.
Yeah.
The armor has a lot of properties of that, but you can... Unfortunately, what happens is because of how it, like, coalesces into a single area to, like, harden, it weakens the armor in a sense around it. Essentially, what happens is if you get shot multiple times in the same body part, you start taking way more damage. This world also has hardpoint and hollow point ammo, but hollow point's not going to be very helpful to y'all. Hollow point ammo is good against creatures that have no armor, because it does way more damage inside of a creature, but it has very bad penetration power.
Yeah, Hollow Point's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, hollow points are kind of messed up. In a good way and bad way, depending on which side of the bullet you're on.
I mean, just like from a general standpoint.
Mate, you're killing folks either way. Just kill them better with hollow point.
But you're all using hard point because the enemies are using the same kind of armor y'all are.
They would.
Oh,
They
are
would.
we wearing the corpses of their friends?
No. Yes, you're all wearing like 5-year-olds play toys on your body. Just
Yeah.
patchworked into armor.
If it works, it works.
They look like a Furby.
All right. So, y'all have 3 gun choices you can make.
Yeah.
Y'all can use handguns. Handguns have a handguns only have a semi-automatic firing form, which is every time you pull the trigger, it shoots. But they have really good hip fire. You don't need to aim with a handgun as much. You can pick rifles. Rifles have a semi-automatic and burst fire mode. Burst fire just has way higher punching power than semi-automatic, but it has more kick, which essentially just makes your shots repeated firing is less accurate. And then we have assault guns, and assault guns have burst fire mode and full auto mode. Burst fire mode, as I just described before, you shoot, it has a kick, but you know, it's not that bad. Full auto, you just toss a bunch of bullets at the person and hope they hit. They all also do slightly different damage. Automatic guns do 20 base damage. Handguns do 25. And rifles do 35.
What if I want to do a rifle with single shot?
You can. That's the semi-auto mode. It's just in this world they don't have anything like a bolt action or anything because their guns are so advanced. You can have a high-powering single-shot round if you want.
Oh, that's fine. An M4 is an M4.
So, if you want a rifle, all you have to do is mark its 2 modes and mark its damage. Rifles have semi and burst.
Full auto pistol.
There's no full auto pistols.
Coward.
That will be a thing in the game later, but I'm testing the basics for each of these guns.
Alright, so we gotta try out all 3. We have a
Oh,
rifle
pistol.
already. Oh, okay.
You want to do handgun? And handguns you actually do wield, so.
Yeah.
What do you want, Alicia? I can pick the assault thing if you want to try one of the other 2.
Pick whatever you want. I don't care.
I'm trying to give the choice to you. Don't offer it back to me.
Alicia clearly wants a minigun.
I will let y'all know that the enemies will be using assault guns.
They would. I wasn't listening to what these guns do very well. What is
Yeah,
the
expected.
guy?
It's okay. A lot of it will make sense as we jump in.
He asked what the handgun is.
Handguns are only semi-auto. That's it.
And they do 25 base damage, you said?
25 base damage, yeah. Oh, I also
Yeah.
should mention, handguns have a clip size of 10. Rifles have a clip size of 15, and full autos have 30.
Oh god.
Or
He's doomed
assault.
himself. Said clip size. It's a magazine on the internet.
Yes, I'm
There is a
aware.
difference, and the internet will kill you.
It doesn't matter.
To some people, it does.
And this is the future, so they use clips.
Ah, easy.
So, there you go.
Yeah, so like, I didn't know you were such an expert on future guns.
I'd like a bump stock, so it is more illegal.
Actually, so fun thing about that, one of the features in this game is that you're going to be able to mod your guns for different kinds of things.
Yo.
Like whether your gun uses a hard sight or a laser sight actually will make a difference. And different kinds of muzzle fires, different kinds of stocks will change how your gun operates.
Yo. At least to choose your gun.
Oh no. Dual wielding would be cool though.
All right, you're dual loading handguns. Go ahead.
And I'm taking the assault gun.
Okay. So assault has burst and full auto. Handguns have only semi.
And you said 30 round clip
30 round clip.
and 35 base or 20 base damage.
20 base for the assault.
Okay.
All right, everyone got their stuff for their weapons so far?
We'll see.
We'll see. I guess that's fair. We will see.
Do we just have unlimited ammo? Or are we just gonna hand wave ammo?
We're hand waving ammo.
Okay.
The only thing that will be required is you to refill to reload your gun after your magazines or clips run out.
Understood.
All right. Now for the fun part. We're gonna get started. So, there's going to be a variety of different things you can do. Now, what this system really benefits from is because how the dice system works, a lot of actions you can like think up in the situation might occur can be easily like logicked out with the dice. Say you want to like hide behind cover and like suddenly distract an opponent. You can pick up a pebble off the ground, throw it, and then roll a deception against the target and stuff like that. For all intents and purposes, for any skills that your character uses in the game, we'll consider that their base is 3. There'll be later mechanics added in where like a lot of the skills will actually have like benefits like fainting and all that kind of stuff. But for now, we're just going to use it logic based, and if you think you can do something, then we'll just try to make the dice work for you. And that's it. So, now comes the fun part. We're going to roll initiative.
Yo.
Initiative works a little differently in this game. Obviously, since we're not rolling d20s with variables, there's a high chance that some people will get the same values on their dice. Especially with how this system works. Characters who do the same, or characters who get the same initiative or have the same initiative will act at the same time. This could create situations where you're both shooting each other and you have to decide whether you want to maintain that action or whether you want the ability to use reactions, essentially. So, I don't like how that does not measure the distance all that well. Roll20 does not do hex grids really well.
Wild.
Try measuring again.
Oh,
That worked. Okay, good. I fixed
yo,
it.
what did you do?
I changed how the map registers cell width. That seemed to work better. All right, cool. I'm not gonna worry about gun firing distance quite yet. I don't want to add too many mechanics on right away.
Understandable.
So, for all intents and purposes, everyone's gun can pretty much clear the entire arena without any drops in accuracy.
Hell yeah.
Grenades aren't a thing. Let's just stay here behind this rock.
All right. So, you're going to roll one of your stat die based on the type of action you want to make for your initiative. So if your first action is to move, for instance, you're going to roll your agility. If your first action is to shoot, it's going to be dexterity. Let's get a turn tracker up. And then let me make one of these guys as the initiative dude. Alrighty, so once you determine what your starting action will be, you're gonna roll. If you win the initiative, you must perform an action with your initiative type or forgo your initiative. So if you use your agility die, you must move as your first action or forgo having the initiative.
I don't want it. Like that? Did I do it good?
Yep. And you just change your initiative there on the tracker.
And I am using agility.
Dexterity is shoot, right?
Dexterity is shoot.
Okay.
I'll go agility as well.
I'll shoot.
Yeah, I'm shooting.
I would like everyone to note that one of my 8s is in charisma.
One of my 8s is in intelligence.
So go ahead and adjust your initiatives. It does look like Booter will have the initiative.
Oh god.
Damn. No one roll an 8.
I think everyone's rolled.
Yeah, Devin hasn't put his initiative on there.
Wow.
Man, this is bad. I don't want to go first. Someone else figure out how this works.
Why'd you roll so high then?
It's not my fault I'm so good at this game and every game in existence. It's not true. I do want to go first. I want to run out and call them names for hiding behind cover.
Conveniently, everyone rolled different numbers, which I'm actually super surprised on. But this initiative tracker... Now, combat initiative is going to be kind of wonky because of how the reaction system works. But, more or less, whenever a question of initiative is taken in place, this, for this round anyway, will be the order in which actions happen. So, starting out, your first action was your agility die, and you actually keep your roll for your action. So your action would be to move, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you make a move action, you take the lowest, or you take the highest of your die roll, or your running base, or your running score, I guess.
Well, it's my die roll.
Yep.
So I move
So
7
go ahead and
spaces.
move 7 spaces.
Yeah.
Can I move here?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So does a running apply to this at all? The
Running
itself?
it running is essentially your floor. That's the lowest score you can get on this check.
I'm coming for you, nerds.
All right, after your first action, everyone else, whenever a target moves, or pretty much almost when anything moves on the map, you can take a reaction. So Devin, if you want, you're next on the initiative track, you can take the reaction to move as well. Did you roll agility for your...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Slug, do you want to use your reaction?
Would that be? It would be to move, right?
That depends.
Oh.
You can shoot people as a reaction as well, but you don't have line of sight at the moment. So if you want to move, you didn't roll your agility die, so you're gonna roll your agility die to determine how far you move.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay, so you can move 5. And the enemies are going to move. They did roll agility, so they're going to move their spaces. Oh, that does not work.
Nah, you kind of have to measure out your trail and then place yourself there, I think.
All right. Alicia, do you want to move?
Sure.
All right, go ahead and you roll an agility die. You can move 4 spaces.
Do we have like one reaction per turn? Like, do we all just use our reaction now
Yeah,
until a
wait,
turn
one
comes up
second.
again? Oh. RIP.
Sorry about that. Was saying goodbye to Suzanne as she's heading out to work. Anyway,
Ooh, I want to break POS over here.
POS?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was reading other stuff, so I had letters.
So, as an answer to your question, Slug, no. You have as many reactions as you have actions, and now this is where the game gets a little interesting. We went through the initiative, and everyone took a reaction. Slug, or not Slug, Booter. Do you want to maintain your initiative, or do you want to pass your initiative?
I'd love to maintain my initiative.
Okay. So, depending on what action you want to take, if you want to move again, your agility die degrades by 1 die type. So if you want to move again, you'll roll a d6 rather than a d8.
Sounds good.
And so this is how it overall works. For all your dice, as you use them, they degrade by 1 die type until you don't have any more dice. The combat round ends when everyone has used all their die type or do not wish to use their dice.
Whoa.
Everyone, we gotta hurry up. My legs are literally breaking as we speak.
Next round, they're fine.
So what would you like to do? You can try to take cover. You can move.
How's taking
Like-
cover work?
So if you want to take cover, it uses your agility die, but you don't actually roll anything. You hunker down behind a barrier, and depending on the type of barrier, most of these are full cover. It'll increase the difficulty which to hit you.
I want to move again.
Okay, go ahead and roll your degraded agility die. And since your agility die is a d8, that means your running is naturally 4. You can actually move 4.
Nice.
Okay. Devin, do you want to take an action? Or reaction, sorry.
Sure, I can move.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your degraded die.
Hey, that's exactly what my running is.
Nice. I love you. Be safe. Sorry, I haven't worried word. I love you. Alright, Slug, do you want to take an action?
I do.
What do you want to do?
Run.
Alright, roll your degraded die.
Let's go.
So you'll move 3.
Do I have line of sight here, or do I have to move one more?
So whenever it comes to determining line of sight, your token can shift 1 square in any direction to determine line of sight. So your
Yes.
character could shift and be included as being from this square for the purpose of determining line of sight.
Oh, that's amazing. I love this system already.
But you use your action to move there, right?
Yes.
Right, then that's your reaction. The enemies are going to go. This guy is out, and he's going to take aim at you, Booter.
He would.
Wouldn't you have to wait till everybody's die degrades?
What do you mean?
Or am I mistaken? Oh, I was under the impression that it just kept going until your die degraded into nothing.
It does, but he's using his dexterity action now. He still has dexterity dice.
Okay, I see.
So, take aim. What take aim does is, unless you're using handguns, you need to take aim at an enemy or you suffer a huge penalty to your shots. Hit firing with a rifle or a assault rifle, you can still hit by grace of tons of bullets, but it's just not as likely. So he's taking aim. So he's aiming down his sights at you, Booter. And what take aim does, now you always roll a minimum of either your combat roll or your take aim roll, whatever that is, for your shots. This is also called an engaged action. So this enemy has now engaged with Booter specifically. What engaged means, there are certain actions you can't take unless you're engaged with an enemy. Not super relevant for this situation, but if this enemy wants to shoot, it can only shoot at its engaged target. So if it wants to aim at someone else, it can swap its engagement, but that takes actions.
Am I now engaged with it as well, or
No, not necessarily.
Where are you all registered?
I wink at it? Yep, with my 8 charisma.
This one is also going to engage with Booter.
Guys, it's not looking hot for me.
Just move out of the way, forehead.
This one, if I shift... Yeah. So this one will also aim at Booter. And this last one has to move. Okay. Alicia, do you want to take any reactions?
Sure.
Okay, what action are you taking?
I'll move a little more, and then I'll be.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your degraded die. Nice, max roll.
Nice.
So you can move up to 4 spaces. It's very serene music for combat.
It's a nice change of pace.
Okay. Booter, I'm sure you want to take another action.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking where I'm at right now. Yeah, I'll move.
So you're going to move again?
Yeah.
Okay, so roll your degraded die. That should be a d4. Nice. I mean, you couldn't get literally less than that, but still.
Yeah. Can I take cover here? Or do I got to move one more?
You don't have another action to do so. Your action was to move.
Yeah.
Correct.
I know, but like next turn.
Next round, yes.
Is this like enough to take full cover?
Yeah, that it depends on the angle the enemy can shoot you from. This guy, for instance, if he shifts, let's see here. Would be able to shoot you.
Yeah.
But the other ones will have to move.
I can shoot these guys.
You
for
could
me.
shoot. But you have to take aim first, since... Oh no, you have handguns.
I have handguns.
That's true.
This was all intentional.
Alright, so you move there. Devin, do you want to take a reaction?
Sure thing.
What would you like to do?
Continue moving.
Okay. Did you roll a d4? Or what's your agility die?
Mine's an 8. I'm
Oh, okay, you're in A as well. Okay, good. You're fine then.
Badoop.
Slug.
Sergeant Mittens.
Actually,
Oh,
I'll go here instead.
Okay. Slug, what are you doing?
Sergeant Mittens, clutching her assault rifle, takes aim at this bastard of a toy over here.
Okay, go ahead and make take aim.
That's Dex, right?
Yep, choose your dex die.
Okay.
Okay. You're aiming with a 5.
Oh wait, since I rolled that for initiative, does that degrade or?
No, it does not degrade because
okay.
you didn't actually take the action.
Okay.
All right. This guy here is going to... Oh, God. Why is it not... Okay, this guy here is going to shoot. He's going to shoot Booter there. They're using an assault gun, and they're going to go full auto.
Listen, we can talk this out.
So, because they're declaring a shoot on you, you can since you can see the character, you can take a reaction now. Since you've used all your agility dice, you can't strafe. Strafing is when you're moving to make yourself a harder target.
I want to take cover.
You can take cover. This will have to use your intuition die. So this one's going to be a little different because you didn't take an actual action beforehand to duck into cover. You're going to attempt to outroll their combat roll with your combat roll.
And I'm going to succeed so easily.
So you're going to roll your intuition die type versus their dexterity die type.
Well,
All right.
Oh.
This does take a minimum of your combat roll. So you would automatically upgrade to a 5 anyway. And they would have upgraded to a 4. So you succeed. So you duck into cover. This makes your DC to hit. Standardly, the DC to hit anything is a 3. Rolling a 3 on the dice. This makes the DC a 5.
Ooh.
So they're going to shoot you. And they're going to shoot you with a full auto round. Which means they're going to fire 10 bullets at you.
Oh yes.
ah!
So if y'all pick up the open up the dice roller real quick, I'll show you how to do this easily. And this is what you'll do for a lot of your checks. There's a target number under the advanced roller. And you want to change that to target number greater than, which the arrow is pointing to the right. Or the alligator eats the target number, more or less. And you set the DC for it, so it's 5. And now it's going to roll 10 D6s. Because all guns use D6.
Oh god.
Or no, I'm sorry. All guns use your dexterity. And so it shows there, only 2 of the rolls got the target number or higher.
Oh god.
Now, full auto shots cannot aim. They cannot pick their locations. So the locations are random. On your character sheet, you could see towards the top there's like the health area. Head, right arm, torso, left arm, right leg, left arm, or left leg. It's a D6 randomly rolled for any shots that are not particularly aimed. The armor is just the head is a 1, torso is 2, left arm is 3, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna roll 2d6. All right, so you got hit in the what is that? You got hit in the torso and the left arm. Now, because you're using full auto guns, your armor absorbed both of these shots because each shot did 20 damage.
Woo!
If they hit the same location, you would have taken 40 damage to that location.
Woo!
So, as you're kind of hunkering down there behind the rock, you feel the clips of the shots passing by and shooting you. The next one cannot hit you. It cannot shift in a direction that's meaningful. So unfortunately, it's going to set up a Overwatch. An Overwatch is it's keeping it an eye in a particular zone. And your Overwatch size is a burst grid equal to half your intuition. So if your intuition is a D6, for instance, and I'll make a marker here to kind of help indicate. So it's going to watch this area right here where this circle is. Since its intuition is a D6, it can hit any target that hits, let's see, up to 3 spaces from that.
So as soon as I peek out of here, I'm done for.
Not necessarily. What this just indicates is that it can take a reaction to shoot any targets that move into this area. This is what you can do instead of targeting an enemy. The difference is if a target moves out of the range, you can't shoot them.
And this
So-
also helps to, like, not engaging a specific enemy beforehand, right?
Pretty much. This just makes it so that you can shoot enemies that enter into a certain grid area, more or less. If that makes sense.
I got you.
And I'll leave that bubble there just to help everyone, like, see generally what's being targeted. Actually, that bubble's not even accurate. Okay. This one is just going to... It's just going to take cover. It doesn't have any more movement. And this one is going to Overwatch in the same area as well. All right, Alicia. Do you want to take a reaction?
This is gonna sound like a stupid question, but could I shoot from where I'm at or no?
Well, you can, since you're probably out of movement dice now, right?
I'm getting close.
You
Hit this
looks
guy.
like you can hit that guy way in the back over there just by shifting, because you can always consider the squares around you as a shifted location for the purpose of shooting.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that then.
Okay. And you're using the handguns?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about your hip fire. So you can go ahead and shoot this guy down here using your dexterity. He sees you, and he is going to hit the deck, which means he's going to fall prone.
Oh, yeah.
He
That's
laid down real good.
No, that's Alicia shooting.
She
Oh,
wants to murder this
Oh.
thing.
wreck.
All right, he didn't beat you, so he didn't get the chance to hit the ground. You pop around the corner and you fire your gun.
Goes to jump on the ground, jumps right on top of the bullets.
Unfortunately, with hip fire, you can't aim for a particular location. So instead, you're going to roll a d6 to hit the location randomly.
Oh, okay.
Even with handguns?
Even with handguns. If you're using like a rifle or an assault rifle and you're hip firing the same way, you suffer a -2 to hit.
Nice.
All right, so you hit him in the torso. So your shot fires out, strikes this guy in the torso. Now, because handguns do 25 damage rather than 20, this injures the person. But, well, it doesn't injure the person. It wounds the person. And what the difference is, your characters have a vitality score, as I mentioned before. You take a level of severity of wounds based on how many times you take that amount in damage. So if your vitality is 6, for instance, every multiple of 6 in the damage you take a severity of wound at that location.
Oh god.
If you take less than that, you generate just a wounds on the character. Now, as I mentioned before, your wounds is 5 times your constitution. So if we're using 6 as the base, that means this person has taken 1 out of 30 wounds that they can take. Now, because you're using a dual-handed or a dual weapon, you can fire again at the same amount. So you can make another D8 roll to hit.
Oh, okay.
Now, because of how this works, and how handguns work in general, you don't worry about kick because you're firing with the other gun while you're restabilizing. But that does mean that this guy does get to go out with his reaction. He hits the ground, which makes him a smaller target. That raises the DC to 5. Doesn't matter. you still hit him with a 6. Go ahead and roll another D6 to determine hit location.
Out for blood.
You hit him in the torso again.
Oh god.
So this guy, he hits the ground, and you shoot him in the back. He takes another wound, not full damage yet, but you popped out, and then you can move back into your prior spot because you just used that for shooting.
Okay, sweet.
All right, Booter. Do you have an action to take?
And shoot.
Did you take aim?
No, I got handguns.
Oh, you have handguns. That's right.
I think I'm gonna shoot the same guy.
Okay, he's currently prone, so the DC to hit is a 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead and roll your dexterity.
Dab.
On the dot, go ahead and roll a random hit location. In his 5, which is his left leg. So the bullet whizzes just over his head, passes back, and hits him in the left calf, injuring him some more. He's now currently at... yeah, I should give him a health bar, shouldn't I? That's 3 wounds. Okay. And you have another gun, so you can roll again.
Dab.
All right. And roll a random hit location.
Left arm.
And that's left arm.
Don't worry, bud. You're gonna be all right soon enough.
Ha 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 ha. All right, Devin, do you want to take a reaction?
I don't think I can move anymore, right?
You can't move anymore, but because you can shift for the purpose of aiming or shooting, if you aim from this location, you'll be able to hit or aim at this guy.
I wonder if I could get him from here. Technically, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't actually move. You just kind of lean into the square.
Oh, it was more to try and avoid the cover fire, but if I could just, like, shift there and shoot, then that's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
And you're using the rifle?
Yes, sir.
So you're going to want to take aim first, unless you've already done so.
Sure, I'll take it.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your dex die type. Okay, so that defaults to 5. Have you used a dex action already?
I have not.
Is your die type for dex 6?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, so you take aim. Slug,
Yes.
what do you want to do?
Fuck this bastard up. I've taken
Alright.
aim on him.
and you take an aim. And do you remember what that aim was?
Whatever the last thing I rolled was. I think it was a 5.
5. Okay, so you defaulted anyway. All right, so go ahead and take a shot. This does degrade from when you aimed, but you will always hit at least what you hit for the aim shot on that target.
Okay, do I burst or full auto?
That's up
auto.
to you.
What are the differences again?
Burst is you do a 3-round shot, but you can aim at a location on their body. Full auto, you just pelt them with a bunch of bullets and just hope it works.
These things are hell spawn. Let's go full auto.
Full auto, all right.
Hell yeah.
So you
So that
pop around the corner to shoot. This guy, seeing that, is going to attempt to duck out. So this is going to be a contested intuition versus your dex die. He failed, so your shot goes off first before he gets to even hit the ground.
okay.
So now on the dice roller,
10d6 greater than
10d6, or no, 10d whatever your dex die is.
5. It's 8, but it's degraded because I took aim.
It doesn't matter. It always is your
Oh.
dex. Your
Okay.
max dex.
Sweet.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Oh.
No, you're right. My bad.
Oh.
Also, that 12
Why
shouldn't
does it-
exist. Do you have exploding on? It should be set to none.
Oh, I accidentally did compounded somehow. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
yeah. Set that to none, and roll d6s.
Okay. Hey.
3 successes, so 3 random locations. Go ahead and roll 3d6.
Oh yeah, because he's on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he's hitting the deck, but he didn't get the chance to. So you hit him once in the right leg and twice in the torso.
If you didn't get a chance to, would the 3s hit then? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, yes, they would.
Oh my.
So that would have been 4 more dice. So roll 4 more d6.
I am fucking this dude up.
Oh god. So that's 3 to the right leg. Yep. All right. So
2 to the torso.
this is a good example of why one should not just run out into the open in a gunfight, especially when you're not that fast.
I feel like this is somehow targeted at me.
No, you're fast. You made it actually
am
into
fast.
cover. This guy's getting destroyed. So he takes 3 to his right leg. So this will generate, and if you see there on the character sheet next to the health, there's a severity level. MAT suffers a deep wound onto his right leg. For all intents and purposes, whenever he uses that limb for any actions, it's going to suffer a penalty of -1.
Ooh.
There's other implications. Healing in this game works based on the severity of an injury. If an injury is too severe, you cannot heal it necessarily.
Oh god.
So, deep is kind of like the maximum where healing can normally reach. But you mess his right leg up. Also, whenever you take wound damage, or whenever you take like actual body damage, the amount of wounds it generates is exponentially increasing. So if you take a scratch to your right leg, that's 1 wound. That's not a big problem. If you take a scarring wound to your right leg, that's 2 wounds. Not a big deal. If you take a deep wound, that generates 4 wounds. And if you take a serious injury, that generates 8 wounds.
Ah, this game is fun.
So that's going to be 2 wounds to his... Or no, that's going to be 4 damage or 4 wounds generated.
Yeah, Klaus got his torso.
Well, yeah. I'm just
Right.
going in order of operation.
Oh.
You hit him in the torso twice. So, oh fuck, no, I actually did that wrong. You hit him in this. You hit him in the right leg with 3 bullets. That actually generates. Oh god, I did that so wrong. That might have been more balanced though.
So that's 60 damage, right?
That's 60 damage. Minus 20, that's 40 damage. And then divided by his vitality. His vitality is 6. So that actually does. Yeah, so that's a permanent injury to his right leg. You blow his right leg off, which does 16 wounds.
Oh god, there's oil everywhere.
And whenever he uses that limb now, he takes the worst of half the die roll or -3.
So movement is basically pointless for him at this point.
You bunged him up really bad. You also shot him in the torso twice with your assault gun, which should do 40 damage minus 20. 20 damage divided by 6. He takes a deep wound to his torso, which doesn't do much. If he does attempt any athletics checks, it'll be at a -1. But I don't think he's going to be grappling anyone anytime soon. That also means that he takes 4 more wounds.
Sergeant Mintz doesn't fuck around. Oh, the assault gun is fun.
Okay. It is their turn, or their reaction. So this guy, he hit the ground. He's currently prone. Not a good position. Not a good position. He's still going to move up and shoot Booter.
Yeah.
Since I'm engaged with him, do I get a chance to shoot?
No,
Or are we
because
not
you
working
currently
with our rolling yet?
already reacted to what Booter did this round.
Okay.
This is all the same action, really. So he leans out and he's going to fire. Fortunately, his arms were not injured. And you're behind cover, so that target number is already set. Yikes.
Why couldn't you shoot his arms?
That's going to be 5 successes. So we're going to roll 5d6.
I look directly at Slug as I get my
At who?
body blasted out.
All right. So
Little hellspawn.
So you're leaning out, you're looking, surveying. Suddenly, a hail of bullets come. You are already behind cover, and you don't have the ability to dodge out of the way since you have no agility dice. So you take. What's your vitality?
6.
Okay. So that's going to be 20 damage post armor to your right leg, which means you take a deep wound to your leg. And you take 4 wounds to your overall wound count. The other 3 shots didn't really hit anywhere special, didn't combine. So fortunately, your armor protects the rest of your body. So go ahead and subtract 4 from your wound count there. And oh, yeah, you didn't take any other damage. All right, cool. All right, Alicia, do you want to take any reactions?
Sure. I should shoot since I can't really move anymore.
Okay, who are you shooting?
Who can I shoot? Is the real question here.
Well,
Really just
take
that guy
everything
in the
we've done so
back.
far.
You could shoot me
I'm gonna shoot you.
if you really wanted. It's just an option. I know how I make people feel. It's usually to shoot me.
So your character can essentially shift, and it doesn't seem like the enemies move, so you could probably only hit that guy in the far back again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Oh, and Devin, go ahead and shift back to your prior position.
All right. Well, shifting to aim is pointless then.
It's not. The shift is just to determine your sight lines. You don't actually move out of that square, you're just leaning into it. Plus, you don't want to stand in their Overwatch zone. All right. So, that is a D8 bit. Oh, you're not aiming, but it defaults to 5, which is just enough to hit that guy on the ground anyway. Since he's only prone. You hit him in his 3. He takes another wound. Whoops. Okay, there you go. And you can fire with the other gun. Oh, you don't roll a D8. You're rolling your die degraded from the last time you shot. So
Oops,
roll
my
2
bad.
D6s. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so first shot hit, second shot would hit anyway. Roll one more D6. And you hit him. Again, not enough for a lot of damage. So this guy's on the ground. Bullets are flying at him. He's getting nicked and bruised in a lot of places. It hurts, but he's not taking significant injuries yet. And we're back at top. Booter, you have any actions you want or can take?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and shoot this guy that's killing me.
Okay. That hits. And that will hit because it'll automatically upgrade to a 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a headshot. He takes the wound. And that will hit. Go ahead and making her roll. And that'll hit his right leg. Okay. Devin, do you want to take any reactions?
Yeah, I'll shift to shoot the guy that I aimed at last time.
Okay.
And I'm going for single shot, so this one I can determine.
Yes,
where I
so
am.
this one you can determine the hit location.
I only roll one die though, right?
Yeah.
And is it still a 3 to hit?
He's fallen prone, so it's a 5 to hit. But your combat score is a 5, so you can hit him anyway.
That's fair. So yeah, that just upgrades to 5. We'll go for a headshot, I guess.
Okay. So, bam! You hit him in the head. Now your gun does 35 damage.
Yeah. So even with his armor, I still do 2 wounds, I believe.
You do 2 wounds straight to the noggin. He takes a scarring wound. It does 2 wounds.
If you destroy someone's head, is it like insta-death?
It is insta-death.
That's pretty cool. Until I put my second brain in my left leg.
And then I shift back.
Yep. Alright. Slug.
Is shooting with the or taking aim with a D4 even worth it?
Well, I mean, your aimed at target is still alive. You can just use the
Oh.
prior aiming shot. Your aim.
Oh, I don't have to re-aim? Oh, that's sick.
Yep.
Fuck it, full auto. Fuck this bitch.
Okay, go ahead.
So that's 10d4.
Yep.
What am I trying to hit here?
A 5.
Oh. Well.
Yeah.
Rad.
So there's a bunch of smoke. You're peppering around. Can't quite hit. That's just how it is. Just how it be. With a full auto gun. All right, this guy does not have any more dice to shoot with, so his turn's done. So
Thank
do
you.
all the other ones.
Oh, I'm sorry. I took aim, so mine would have degraded to a D4, right?
It would have, but it would have upgraded to a D5 minimum.
Hmm.
So, yeah. All right, they're done. Corgi, you have any more dice you want to roll?
Sure, maybe.
Because I believe you have D4s left.
Yeah. Is that even worth doing? Or
It probably isn't.
oh, okay.
Does it not go up?
Though you do have pistols, so you could still hit the guy behind him maybe when you shift.
He's just behind cover. Just
maybe this guy.
barely.
Wouldn't the D4s upgrade?
That's only when you're aiming.
Oh.
It's because you're hip firing.
I guess this guy's behind it slightly as well.
And he's prone too. So. Alright. I think that ends the round unless anyone has anything higher than the D6 they can shoot with.
I shoot with my D4s anyway.
Okay, go ahead. You miss.
I never give up.
Well, hey, you just lost one more shot at least on one of your guns.
That's what I want. It's for the intimidation, sending a message.
Yeah.
All right. So, now it's going to be a new combat round. So you're going to judge what your initiative should be again. Make another roll, adjust your initiative accordingly. Enemy's going to try to move. They're not they're not doing well.
Oh,
Oof. We have samesies.
that's just my initiative, though, I guess.
Yeah, but we have the enemies and you going at the same time.
Yay.
Oh god.
Oh, I thought I did pretty bad.
It's okay. It's not about what you roll at initiative, it's your die type.
That's what people who have bad initiative say. Just to make themselves feel better.
I could gun you down in the middle of the street right here.
Do it.
I could
I'll
gun
like
you
it.
down. Sorry, it doesn't tolerate that shit.
Robots, I'm on your side now. Don't shoot.
All right. So, Slug, we're actually starting with you.
Yo! I hate this bastard. I'm shooting at him again.
Okay. So he actually now has the ability to strafe. He sees you take aim and he's going to take evasive action. Now, he is fucked. I'm not expecting this to be a very high number, but he's going to try to live anyway.
Because it's half his die value or -3. which
It's half his die value or -3, whichever is worse.
I rolled a 5.
Well, that's very unfortunate for him.
-2.
He gets a minimum 1, so he strafes 1. And can you hit him?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So go ahead and make your shot. He's
Oh, God.
still on the ground because he's crawling, so DC is still 5.
Okay, but still 10d8.
Still 10d8.
Yo.
Okay, go ahead and roll 4d6. Okay.
Ooh.
He takes a scar to his brain. That's not good.
You might be dead.
So here's also an interesting fact. He already had a scar to his head from Devin's shot earlier. So if you match the highest wound level on a location, it upgrades the wound type.
Oh, God.
So that would have been
Deep
upgraded to
wound.
a deep wound in the head. Granted, he would have taken a deep wound with the amount. No, he would have taken a deep wound to the head with the shot anyway. Wait, did you deep wound this guy or no? You just did a yeah. That's right. That would have been a deep wound regardless, so it doesn't matter. He takes 4 wounds. He's still alive.
Oh my God, this bastard.
He's not happy about it though.
He's not happy. If he has to think, he has to roll out a -1. You've made him slightly dumber. It also applies to your intuition and willpower as well. Headshots are no joke. All right. That's your action. Booter.
I'm gonna shoot because I rolled Dex for initiative. But does my deep wound on my leg mess with my movement at all?
It does mess with your movement. Yeah, if you have to use that leg for anything, it's a -1 to whatever you roll for something.
It's a real bummer.
Or whatever your result is, so it even decreases your actual run base.
I'm gonna. Guess I'm gonna try and kill this guy because he keeps trying to kill me.
Okay, and you can re-roll your dex die since you rolled dex for, or did you roll agility for initiative?
No, I rolled Dex.
Okay, so you can keep it or you can re-roll.
Woo.
Okay. So that upgrades to a 5.
Woo.
So that's going to be roll d6.
Head. No.
Torso. 1 wound.
Second shot. Ooh.
Well hit. Determine location.
Wait, wouldn't that also just be a d8 anyways, Booter?
Right arm. Oh wait, why
Yeah,
am I
they would
rolling
be-
d6s?
Yeah, why are you rolling well, the second
Yeah.
d6 made sense. So
It's because I was
roll D8.
already rolling a d6.
There you go.
Dad.
Yeah, there you go. Bam.
Right
He
arm.
goes down.
Yo!
Succumbing to his
Finally.
wounds, he bleeds out. All right. The first simultaneous action.
3-way action off.
It's actually a 5-way.
Listen, bud.
So, that being the case, actions have a priority based on their proximity to your character, essentially. Self-actions take priority. In this case, before anyone does anything, this guy stands up from prone.
He would.
And he's going to be moving. Next is Next is determined by weapon speed. We don't have to worry about that since everyone is using guns. And last is determined by action speed, which won't be a thing until spellcasting. So this guy gets up, and we're going to go ahead and start with, well, I guess Alicia and Devin, what are you doing? You guys can coordinate with this as well.
Mine was a move action. Because I rolled my agility.
How about you, Alicia?
I'll shoot.
Okay, who are you shooting?
The guy in the back again.
Okay. So, this is going to be a contested roll. You're going to roll your dexterity versus his agility to see if he can get out of the way of your bullet in time. You succeed by 1. He max rolled 2. That sucks for him. All right. He is still considered to be moving. And because he's actually strafing as a part of his move, the DC to hit him is a 6. But since you're taking your initiative for your roll anyway, that hits. So go ahead and roll a hit location. Torso. Yeah, this guy's body is just getting riddled. It's not a fun time. All right, and then he's going to move. And he can only move half the distance because he was prone when he started. Rounding down. All right. Now, Devin, go ahead and do your move. And did you roll? Doesn't look like. Go ahead and make your agility roll. Good thing
So
you
4.
default to 4. Yeah.
1 second. I'm just determining some stuff real quick. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to use the full 4.
Okay, that's fair. All right, back to you, Slug.
I would like to reload.
All right. So you take an action. This does degrade your dexterity by 1. Take
What?
your shot, your ammo. Reload your gun. Booter.
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
This does have a deep wound in it.
Okay, so I'll be -1, so you can move 6.
Is this Overwatch Zone still active?
Yes, these two are still overwatching.
Okay.
All right. Any self actions between the Corgi, enemies, and Devin?
Let's see. With agility, I can only move with my active actions, so...
So yeah, I don't think anyone has any. No one's standing up. No one's reloading.
If I move over here, I'm in... Oh, maybe I'm not in firing. Okay. Huh.
Nope. In fact, you can shift from your position and hit them from pretty good cover.
Alright, I will move. But I can't possibly miss the check, so I'm just going to move the 1 space that I'm going to.
Okay, that's fair. What about you, Corgi? What are you doing? No enemies are directly in your line of sight at the moment.
Ah, crap. It's still the only choice is that I have to move.
You don't have to take a reaction at any time. You can wait for enemies to move and do things. In fact, if an enemy uses all of its dice and doesn't, like, reserve some dice for dodging, it's a good way to ambush enemies and to blow them away when they have not the ability to dodge.
That sounds like a good idea. I'll wait since it'll be the
Yep.
best option.
so you don't spend any dice. Devin moves. These enemies here can't, I don't think, hit Booter. No.
There's a rock that gets in the way.
Barely. So they're all going to move.
Yes.
So for the two that didn't use a move action earlier, they get to move 3.
Yes.
And then for the one that did move earlier, he moves 2. Okay, Slug.
I would like to. Pretty sure I can. Yeah. Take aim at this bastard.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d4.
I'd like to use the reaction to shift and take aim.
We'll come to you. We gotta go through. Everything's based on the reaction of. So, Slug's the only one who has actual initiative right now. So everything goes down the initiative tracker based on that.
Fair.
Oof.
I miss the days of having initiative.
Okay. You default to your normal, which is your combat, so 5.
Yo.
Booter.
I guess I can shoot this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. He is going to attempt to duck under this. So that's a contested roll
Would.
versus your combats. Yours is 5, so he needs to roll 5 or higher.
Oof.
Match. Match always goes to the defender. So he hits the ground, and you miss your shot. Right over here.
You have your second shot.
Yeah, your second shot. That one will hit. Go ahead and roll hit location.
Right
In the head. He dies, and then you just clip him in the back of the head. It hits his helmet, but it still does a wound.
Eat it, scrub.
All right. Of all the ones, any self actions? I don't think so.
I still have a chance for a reaction, don't I?
Yeah, it's just you're going at the same time that the enemies are moving, because you're on the same initiative tracker. It just depends on some factors, but if they're like standing up or whatever, those actions always take priority over any actions at a distance. This guy has no agility to stand up with, so he's just gonna have to stay prone.
Yeah, I just shift and take aim.
Okay, you're just taking aim. Go ahead and drop that dex. Oh, yeah, Corgi.
Could I possibly hit this guy right here?
Yep. Now, you haven't used any of your dex die this round, right?
No.
So what you
Oh, wait,
could...
and, like... Oh, sorry.
Well, what I was going to say was what you could do is you could instead take aim at one of these individuals. When you take aim with your handguns, you can aim both shots at the same location, and that will actually cause your damage to stack. You just have to be able to hit with both your shots. When you're free shooting, you're not aiming at particular locations, but when you're aiming, not only do you default to your combat score when you shoot, but you can also aim at the same locations. This allows handguns to aim and penetrate certain body parts easier.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
Okay. So you're going to aim. Which one are you going to aim at? The right one? Okay. Go ahead and roll your dex die. Okay, I'll default to 5 because you guys are combat level 5. Okay. The enemies are going to move their Overwatch. Why can I not move the big circle?
Or rude.
So something about this Overwatch as well. If a character leans into an Overwatch zone at any point in the round, you are considered within their range of sight. Because they're waiting for you to poke your head around the corner.
Ah.
And both of those are going to do so. And they don't get to roll a aim die for that. All right. Does take their dexterity action regardless. This guy has nothing. He's kind of fucked. Not going to lie. So he's going to turn. And he's going to aim. And did you shift back into your spot where you were, Devin?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to aim at you, Devin.
I don't think he can. Not from there.
He can shift, even on the ground.
Ah, I see.
All right. He takes aim. All right. Slug.
Huh.
You don't got any more
So-
dex die for the round.
Yeah.
So you can either give up the initiative, move, or, any other actions you might think.
I'll just move if I can't move further in because I'll get shot at.
That's one of the problems with Overwatch.
Hate Overwatch.
Just get shot, nerd.
No.
I will say that
Covered.
because you're shooting from cover, you'll still get your cover bonus. They'll just be able to hit you.
If you move into it, do they shoot you the moment you move into it or after your move action?
Any character, because this is because it's all reaction based, right? If Slug, as the initiative holder, moves through that zone, when their reaction comes up, because it's the reaction to Slug's action essentially, Slug will be in that range when they can take it. Even if Slug leaves the Overwatch afterwards, it would be considered that Slug was moving through the range when they were taking the reaction.
Okay.
If that makes
So, like,
sense.
You couldn't like move to cover and then take cover for that shot?
No, what you can do though is if Slug moves using the move action, if they do fire, Slug can actually make a reaction to the reaction, which is silly, but it's to prevent the initiative holder from getting fucked in the same way. To strafe to get out of the shot, which can actually move you even further. They get to shoot you, but you do get the chance to essentially avoid the bullets.
Just get shot, coward.
I have no dexterity. Oh, you said just get shot. Never mind. I don't know where I would move to, because the only thing I can move to is like here, and that's like
Yeah.
still in the zone.
But it's cover.
I'm in cover now.
Yeah.
Well, if you move to that area, they couldn't hit you because they had to go through an obstacle to do so.
Yeah, they already can't hit me here
Basically,
though.
you need to try and hit this area if you want to strafe.
I'm just not gonna move.
Yeah, you can just sit there. You can wait for an opportunity. That's completely valid in this game.
Yeah, but I want to shoot, and my dex die is completely degraded. So.
Yep.
It's not going to do anything.
Okay. Booter, you're now the initiative holder.
Ha! The initiative is mine now, fools. The day of reckoning has begun. I am gonna shoot this guy with my D4s.
Okay.
He's laying down, isn't he?
He is lying down. He did fall prone.
So I can't hit him.
Probably not.
I'm gonna move with my D6.
Yep.
So I get 3 because I am wounded.
Yep. Now, something to consider as well for your next round of combat. You could aim at him with one of your actions so that in the next round you'll be considered aiming at him. That's what your D4 can be used for.
This is a good point. Do I have to
But
be
you
looking
moved.
at him? Does he have to be in my line of sight for me to aim at him?
He has to be from one of your zones.
Okay.
All right, Corgi. You aimed at this individual down here. Though, if you do poke out to shoot him, they'll get to shoot you back.
I'll take the chance.
Okay. And Devin, what are you doing?
I'll do a reaction to shoot this guy, I think. So I'll shift.
Okay. So you're going to do... So you're all doing the same action. Cool, cool, cool. So everyone's going to be rolling their dexterity die to determine who has the initiative in this situation.
And because of the aim before, it's degraded to a D4, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, same for them as well.
Hills, yeah.
All right. Well, the enemies suck ass. So Devin, your shot goes off first before anyone else's does.
So how does burst fire work comparatively to single shot again?
So... did we go through the whole playlist?
Probably.
You know, I can play some different music. I'll do Dangerous Toys.
Oh no.
Oh god.
No, I think Fredbot just went down.
Aw.
Good.
Fuck
Down
Fred
with the
Boat.
ship.
Yeah, Fred Boat's offline.
Yep, that's unfortunate. Okay.
Or
All
so
right.
you got for killing Groovy.
So, Devin, you got the initiative. Or I guess you got this initiative.
All right. I'm sorry, what was the difference between burst fire and single
Oh,
fire?
I'm sorry. We got distracted by Groovy. Or Fredboat. So when you burst fire, the first shot is at your max value, and your second shots are at a -1. Or your second and third shot for your 3-round shot.
Okay. Because he's prone, a single shot would be better in this case. Because the other two will dismiss.
Yep.
All right. Doing single shot fire.
Yep. That's going to hit.
Yeah. Let's see. This guy's already been shot in the head.
He has no current wounds on his body.
Are you sure? I swear that Booter shot him in the head.
It was just a wounding shot. It wasn't actually like
Yeah.
he didn't take any injuries.
Okay, then I'll fire at the head for 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Bam. 2 wounds, and he's currently got a scarring wound on his head.
Wrecked.
Blow off his like right ear. And you don't actually move when you shift. If it helps you visualize, that's fine. But your character token technically doesn't move. All right.
Oh no, this is where I was standing the whole time.
Yeah.
My
I was
shift
just I was
was
letting
here.
you know. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. That being the case, the Corgo, you're firing at this individual here.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dex die. That's gonna hit. Go ahead and make your location. All right. Oh wait, they actually do have a die to strafe. This will cause them to cancel their action, so they have to decide whether they want to cancel their action or take the shot. No, you know they're gonna stay their ground. So you shoot them in the left leg, and go ahead and take your second shot. That will hit as well. Go ahead and make. Oh, you can. Sorry, you don't have to roll randomly. You can determine what location you're hitting on them because you're aiming at them. So where do you want your 2 shots to
I'll do
land?
I'll do them both in the head. Why not?
Both in the head. All right. He chose to stand it out. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna be blown to bits. You shoot him twice in the head. Your bullets collide together or combine together for 50 damage. Minus 20. 30 damage to his head. He dies.
Hey, come shoot me if you can. I'm immediately dead.
Damn.
The other guy, though, is going to shoot you with the Overwatch.
But wouldn't she be here though? Because like this is just a shifted position.
Yeah, but because the Overwatch is there, she's considered in that
Oh.
position to make her shot.
Okay.
And it's just going to be a full salvo.
Oh no.
And because you opted to continue your shot, risk it, the DC to hit you is 3.
Fine, they're gonna roll a 1. Ah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's incorrect. They
Oh,
have
boy.
D4s. Still 5 successes.
Oh no.
So that's
Oh,
going to be
God.
5 random locations.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Oh.
All right. The shot to your, I think that's your right hand, right?
Left arm.
No, that's your left arm. It doesn't do damage. But then you take. Oh no, you take no. It was the 5 is the
Oh,
left
5
leg.
is left leg.
Yeah. So left leg shot doesn't do anything. You unfortunately take a bunch of damage to your left arm. That's going to be 60 minus 20, 40. What's your vitality?
8.
8.
Or is
Okay.
it-
It's your constitution die.
Okay, yeah, 8.
All right, 8. Unfortunately, that's still going to do a permanent wound to your left arm.
Ooh.
No.
So you come out, you blow a guy's head off, and you're like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, brrr, a bunch of bullets come flying at you. You're penetrating a couple areas, but your left arm just takes the brunt of the damage. Fortunately, you're a dual gun wielder, so you can still fire with your other gun with no penalty.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, stacking your shots like you did before to nail that guy is going to be nearly impossible now.
Oh.
You also take... Oh, that's a lot of wounds.
Oh no.
Let's see. 1, 2, 4, 8. 16 wounds. So as I mentioned before, your wound maximum is 5 times your con. So yours should be 40.
Okay.
So you're not
Oh,
in, you're not in danger of bleeding out, but your arm got annihilated.
I guess I should ask. Did you have enough agility die to try and like duck?
No, unfortunately,
I was gonna
because
ask.
she is a simultaneous action.
Hmm.
The same way that guy didn't decide to cancel his action to duck out of the way, she did the same thing to annihilate that guy's head. So
Fair.
you wouldn't have been in bad of a situation if you weren't being shot by two people at that situation or at that juncture. Okay.
It's a
Sug, do you want to take any reactions?
I
One of the
can't
people
medicine-
did just go down, and that person just shot. So they might not hit you if you run through.
I can't medicine this arm, right?
You can try to. Oh no, you can't. It's permanently wounded. It's
Yeah, okay.
It's gone.
I don't have any decks to
Can't shoot.
take
like I
aim
said.
with, so. But will I move and not get shot at?
Well, they just rolled d4s. No,
Oh,
they rolled
yeah.
d6s to hit. So,
Oh,
no, never mind. They rolled d4s. Right. Yeah, so they just rolled d4s. So this round, at least, they can't make any more shots.
sweet. Let's move.
Okay.
Yo.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. Let's see. This kind of blows.
Why is that?
I don't know. Am I allowed to stand here?
Yeah, you can stay on that square.
Or, like, lean into that square to shoot?
Yeah, you can lean into that square to shoot.
Would that count as being in the Overwatch circle?
Leaning into the Overwatch circle doesn't make them shoot you.
Yeah. No, it does.
Whoa. I
do you
didn't
think?
get shot a bunch of times when I was up there.
Yeah, I didn't either, but
Well, it's because
fine.
you had cover from the people who would have shot you with it
Yeah.
because they were sitting like here and here, so they couldn't hit where you were leaning into,
Yeah.
or here and here or whatever.
You can start
Okay.
going like this way, Slug, instead.
yeah, but so like I can shoot this guy from here though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. And shooting from here won't trigger the Overwatch circle.
correct.
Okay. I will sit here.
All right, Booter, you got any actions left?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna take aim on this dude back here.
Okay, go ahead and roll your d4. Okay, defaults to
Yeah.
5 because it's better. Any reactions anyone wants to take? I don't remember if this one guy has a die left. He got mixed up from everyone else, and like it's confusing.
He did take aim on me at one point.
I think he did, so I think he does have a reaction. So he's actually going to shoot you with that last reaction that they had, or the other two shot. He's going to fire.
Oh, that's not who I was referring to. This guy took aim on me.
Yeah. I was talking about that guy. He wasn't in
Yeah,
the
that's
pair that
weird.
just.
Oh, I see.
Bum. Yeah, he's gonna launch a flurry of bullets in your direction.
Seems reasonable.
He does not have a very high to hit. All right, so you see him aiming at you. Do you have any agility dice left, or?
It was my main die. I haven't moved a third time, so I do have a D4, I think, or do I just give up the D4? Is the question.
You can strafe. You see him aiming at you. If
If
you
you move
strafe,
down,
you
you
reduce
can-
his shot by the strafe die.
If you can
I think
move
I-
down like
I think I-
2, you can get to a spot where you can shoot him, but he can't shoot you.
That's fair. I was considering just dropping, but that's also a very fair point. Yeah, I'll strafe.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your strafe die. This will determine the target number he needs to hit.
Okay, so the base number.
So that's going to be 4 for you.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, because it's your run die.
Yeah. That does raise it, so that's
Yeah,
pretty
so
good.
he needs to max roll on these dice to hit you.
Ooh.
2 successes.
Damn.
All right. That's going to be 2d6. Not the same location. So you take a couple shots. You can move the 4 spaces. And you actually have to move to strafe. So you don't have to move the full distance, but you must move at least 1 square to strafe.
Up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he fires a bunch of shots at you. You see this and you run, dive, and roll into the space. You take a couple shots to your armor, but you don't. There's no major repercussions for doing so. All right. Does anyone have any dice this round?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, go ahead, Booter.
I just want to move my last time here.
Okay. So default's 4 or 3.
Oh. Yeah. I'm just gonna move here though.
Okay. Any other reactions?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom real quick, and then we'll get
Have
back
fun.
into it.
I want to pick Booter up and chuck him.
Yeah.
Do it.
Load me into a big cannon.
No, we just conveniently have now.
We've been rolling it around the battlefield this whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Can one use a reaction to climb?
I'm gonna use my reaction to dive headfirst into this cannon.
I just heard die head first.
Yeah.
I was like, my reaction to die. As one does.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you would do.
It is.
So excited that the rules for my Warhammer army came out.
Nice.
Or, well, they haven't been released, but apparently I'm going to be able to add my units with a bunch of other units without the repercussions that they normally have.
They're pretty good. Man, I sure wish I could play Warhammer.
With what money that you want to spend?
Yeah, I said I wish I could. Even if I did spend it, I wouldn't have anyone to play with.
Aw.
I don't need your pity. I'll sit in my room all alone playing by myself.
Okay.
Damn.
I guess on the downside, the codex I bought for Harlequins is useless now. Or when that book releases.
Correct. Hi there.
Alrighty. Any initiatives?
Oh, rolling for it?
Yeah, it's a new round.
Yes.
I'll go for my dex die this time.
Good Dex.
These guys are
Oh.
gonna go agility because they need to move.
I love having initiative.
Hey.
Oh god, what the fuck is this? I hate this. Why are they going so well?
All right.
Oh, okay.
Everyone adjusted? All right, Booter. First up.
I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay, you're going to shoot this guy.
Yeah, I am aiming at him.
He is going to try to roll out of the way, so he's going to try to set the DC. with his reaction. Well, all right. He's prone. His dodge didn't really do anything. It could have. So he shifts 1, and the DC to hit him is 5.
Ooh.
That hits because you're aiming at him.
Yeah, it also I'm aiming for his head.
With both these shots.
Yeah.
Okay. So bam, bam, both hit him. That's going to be 50 damage. We already seen the numbers. Blew his brains out.
Yes.
Okay, this one is going to, in reaction to that, they're going to shift their Overwatch.
No.
Oh my god. Dude, why? Why me? You
'Cause
bastards.
you're going to shoot him.
Are these people below not going to shoot as well?
Well,
I
yeah,
think-
but they can't shoot them from that angle. They shoot their Overwatch. Corgi, do you have any reactions?
I will move. Yeah.
Okay, you're
I'll
moving.
move.
You move 5.
Am I technically in the circle here, or am I just barely grazing it?
Let me adjust the circle. There you go. You're not in the circle. Okay, that was all you move.
Yeah.
So, taking any reaction?
What are the penalty? Like, what's the penalty for shooting someone when you didn't take aim?
For your assault gun, -2. So it's -2 from whatever you shoot.
So rolling at d8s, and the DC is 3, but he does have his moves.
He does have his move, so he could try to dodge out of the way.
Okay. But if he moves, he doesn't overwatch it. Which is fine.
Well, yeah, he can
Move.
move in a way that makes his Overwatch completely pointless.
Well, yeah, but he moves, he doesn't shoot back because of Overwatch.
No. Yeah, he has to
So-
choose.
And if he moves, my comrades can shoot him more easily.
Sure.
So, unaimed shots, let's go.
Yep, so you're just going to pop around the corner. He sees you, and he doesn't want to be shot. Yeah, he doesn't want to be shot. You all seem too good of an aim. So he's going to strafe. It's D6.
So this is the target number.
So, target number is a 4.
Okay.
And he moves over here.
Oh. I can
Nice
still
one.
shoot him.
He's moving through that zone.
Yeah.
So you can definitely still shoot him.
It's only one success.
You didn't subtract 2.
Oh. I didn't know how to.
Yeah, you can just
Oh,
set them the
plus
dice roller.
-2.
yeah.
Oof, I just
That's okay.
re-rolled that, or
I mean we can just do the math here.
it's just the 8.
One success.
Just yeah, 1 success. All right. That's not going to do enough damage because of their armor. But you did force them to move.
Finish the job, bastards.
And Devin, do you have any reactions?
Yeah, reaction, take, shift and take aim.
Okay, so you take aim.
Mess
Go
him
ahead.
up.
Does taking aim matter for a single shot on a rifle?
Yeah, because if you hit fire a rifle, it's -2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, only handguns don't need to worry about hip firing. So go ahead and roll your dex die for your aim. 5. Okay. Wait, is this your first action this round though?
Yeah,
Why are you rolling a d6?
because I only have a 6 in my.
Oh, that's right. God, that's fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, you would have defaulted 5. Anyway, if you got a 6 though, all your shots could have been upgraded to a 6. That's one of the benefits of aiming at the beginning of a round. All right, so you're taking aim, individual there. Booter, back to you. You have the initiative. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna shoot this guy. Aim
Okay.
for his head with both shots.
You're gonna aim for his head with both shots. All right, he sees you taking aim, and they do have a reaction, or they do have the ability to dodge out of it.
Better
they're
dodge real good.
Not likely going to, but let's see. Strafing. Oh, that's the best they could have hoped for. It was not enough for your 2 shots, though. Blam, blam. Dead.
Let's go. Teamwork.
So this kind of just shows if multiple people are attacking you, you kind of get fucked.
Yeah.
And like really hard. That makes working as a team a lot more important.
Yeah.
And
a lot
your
also, like,
positioning on the
strategic planning.
battlefield makes
Yeah.
a lot of difference.
Assault gun is a really good support gun because I can just do exactly what I just did there. Either you take all of these bullets coming at you, or you move.
Rifle's kind of in the same vein. You kind of set up people for other shots. That's about it.
It depends. If you aim in the prior round, or if you get a really good aim off with a rifle, you can destroy people with burst fire. Because so you're aiming at someone and you burst fire, right? You would roll your dex, and then whatever your aim, if your aim is higher or your combat is higher, like that guy, right? If you had him aimed already and you took a shot with that round and it was burst fire instead, your shots would have been 5 or 4 for your second and third round shots for your 3-shot burst fire, and you would have hit him with all 3 in a location.
It wouldn't have been 4 because it's a -2 for every subsequent shot, right?
No, it's -1 for the kick for the rifle for the burst fire.
Uh,
Hip firing, if you just don't aim, is -2 from your shot. So,
at that point, though, they just drop to the ground, and then you miss with the next 2 shots.
but if they drop to the ground, they have to make a intuition reflex roll against your combat roll, and if your combat roll is higher, they don't even get to hit the ground before you shoot them. So there's opportunities where it really like a lot can happen. And the best way to deal with guns is not to be out in the open or not in cover at all. Because these guys were like kind of working on 2 fronts the way you guys split up, they kind of got messed up really bad because of that. So
yeah, that's why I split off with Booter so that we could cover more area.
Yeah. This is actually really fun.
I like it.
I
like
have
it?
Too.
like one very tiny complaint about it
Sure.
is that when you're rolling to like see where you hit, like you roll the d6, I feel like head should be 6 and not 1, because like the 6 is the highest that you can roll, and that's like typically like the better thing when you're rolling stuff like that.
I mean, it's completely arbitrary. It could be a 3. It doesn't change your probability whatsoever.
I know, but like it just feels like it should.
But it plays a different role than an actual die. It's the role of a counter die.
What?
It doesn't matter. I set it up that way purely because that's just how they appear in order on the character sheet.
I understand that, but I'm just
I
saying.
think that the guns and stuff, I like how they work just already, but it
Yeah.
will depend on how armor works, because I think you said you could like fortify certain parts of your body and stuff, which is cool because I think you need to fortify your head or else you're screwed.
Yeah.
And then I think it also depends on how some of the augmentations will work.
Yeah, well, so a lot of this, what we didn't get to try today because I just didn't have it all. I actually have like skill feats for combat and each weapon you can use individually.
Yeah, because I
And
want
when
yeah,
the
I
next
want like
play,
some augmentations that are more for like uh avoiding bullets rather than just like taking cover, right?
yeah. So one of the augments you can take are dermal plating, which essentially just means you've replaced your skin with plates of like a flexy kind of steel. What the dermal plating does is it increases your character's vitality, which makes the amount of damage you need to take higher. So, for instance, because Devin was using the rifle and the rifle cut through the armor and did 15 over damage on it, if you had dermal plating, you would only take like a scratch severity wound from it, from after it pierced your armor. And when someone got shot like twice in the same or three times in the same location with like the assault gun, the dermal plating would make it so that you wouldn't take as severe of a wound. There's not a good way, and one of the things I'm trying to avoid is complete damage negation,
Yeah.
because enemies need to be equivalent to players in some regards for it to be fair. So damage mitigation to like the point where you're just taking like a wound is better. Like when you guys were hip firing with your handguns, you noticed you weren't really doing that much damage, but you were chipping away at their wound count.
Yeah, we were doing some stuff, and then all of a sudden we aimed, and we were like, "Oh, we can just like one shot these guys, huh?"
Yeah.
The thing with it, and like the reason why aiming and everything, it gets different because there's also different actions that will be available and especially in the combat tree where you can make your actions better. There's an action called Serpentine where your strafe action that you take applies to the shot you're reacting to and to the following shot until you act or react again.
Nice.
So if someone pops around a cover at you, for instance, and you have like your max agility die, and you strafe with like a 6, that applies to that shot and another shot at you as your character zigzags.
That's pretty good.
There's also going to be different shots. Handguns. Handguns I actually have most of the skills written out for already. And some of the actions that handguns got. Oop, that's combat. I need gun. One of them was quick draw stance. It allows you to take aim at an enemy without drawing your gun. You don't have to use the sights on your gun, essentially, with your handguns. It's good in some situations when you like things are looking hasty and you're like looking at someone and you're like, okay, I'm gonna blow that guy's brains out. You can take aim without like actually pulling your gun out.
Yeah.
Leading shot is a really good one. It causes you to fire. It requires you to have 2 handguns and you fire with both your handguns, and it causes you to shoot with both your handguns, but it reduces their strafe if they try to dodge you by 1.
Nice.
Salvo, you declare a number of shots you want to shoot with each gun, and you fire up to your magazine size or 10, whichever is smaller.
10.
And
Always
you can
10.
just unleash a bunch of bullets. When you do so, though, pretty much every bullet after the first is reduced by 1. So depending on the situation, you can fire like a bunch of shots. And salvo works really well if you have a target aimed at, because then you just default to your combat skill or your aim shot, whichever is better.
That's basically the
Continuous
full auto
fire.
pistol that I want.
Continuous fire is a feature that lets you. You can you have to have a free hand, but you can reload and continue firing. So
Amazing.
it gives you extra economy in your reload, as long as you have a free hand. Fainted shot is one I'm really excited for. You shoot a target and you roll both your dex die and your charisma die at the same time. And the higher of either your combat roll, which uses your dex, or your deception roll, which uses your charisma, the target needs to make an insight, which uses their intuition. And if you succeed, you force the target to strafe in a direction of your choice, fall prone, or take cover.
Nice.
What was the penalty on assault weapons?
The penalty on assault weapons? What do you mean?
Yeah, like they're continuous firing because they shoot in a burst.
Are you talking about the full auto fire?
Yeah.
So when you full auto with an assault gun, so when you aim with an assault gun, you don't default to your combat roll when it comes to shooting the target. They just roll 10 dice and hope they hit the target number you're aiming at. When you have a rifle, if you're aimed at the target, you always hit your combat roll or better. So a full auto round, you spray a bunch of bullets and you hope you hit. It also, the target number or the locations are random where the bullets may land. And because the assault guns damage is exactly at the armor level for how this armor works. If none of the bullets hit the same location, the target takes no damage. But we saw each of the guns really have strengths and weaknesses in some areas. And the assault rifle has the highest damage, and just clipping a guy can just do wound damage to them. If you shot a guy...
I took out a dude's leg.
Well, yeah, that guy was out in the middle of the open and had not
Yeah.
a lot of agility dice left over. So, I mean, that was just me showing you guys, hey, don't stand in the open or you're going to get blown away. If you had a target aimed at with a rifle and you kept hitting the same location over and over and over, you can upgrade them to deep wounds really easy. It lets you pick an enemy apart. And if you have an enemy who's like... Because you guys don't have to use a reaction in a round. You can let enemies run around and waste a lot of their actions on your teammates' actions. If you held back with some of your actions and waited until the enemies had used up all their strafing dice, you could have popped out with your rifle and blown them to bits. And they would have had little to do.
That's no fun. I want to shoot people now.
Though it does sound like if you run out of agility, intuition is the next best die to use.
Yeah. And the thing is, hit the deck is the name of the action that they were using. It causes you to fall prone. And because of it's a reflex type reaction, they need to beat your initiative to make it hit first. And then their DC becomes 5 as long as they're prone when you're using guns. Which is pretty good. 5 is a pretty sizable defense against a lot of weapons. You guys were also better than these dudes. Your combat score was 1 higher, and you guys had D8s while they only had D6s.
Ooh.
Is burst fire also random as well?
Nope. Targeted.
Okay.
Burst fire is really good at
shit.
annihilating someone's, body parts.
Head.
Upgrade to burst pistols, and you completely negate rifles in general. That's how you do it.
That's why there's no burst pistols.
But there's upgrading.
Well, yeah, but the upgrades
good, yeah.
don't do that necessarily.
Just
Burst
give me a
pistols.
burst pistol.
Break the laws of physics in this dimension. Don't ask
Well-
how, they just do.
This is this is the most vanilla the combat in this game is going to get. Once the game system starts progressing, once actions are started to be taken into account for, once magic is put into the system, people will be able to create barriers. People will be able to stray further. People will be able to, like I said, with Serpentine, dodge essentially more bullets.
I wonder what like just a full support caster looks like in this game, or would look like.
We'll have to see. There'll be a lot
Just
of
like-
things, but
Creating fortresses in the middle of the battlefield.
Are you planning on making magic like its own class thing, or is it like everyone can do some magic?
So I guess I can go into it a little bit. Because of the way the playtesting is going to go or whatever, the first mission is going to be essentially when all the gun stuff is done and the cybernetic stuff is done. You guys are going to be traveling into this new world, a whole new world. A portal was invented and it takes you to this planet essentially. And you're going to go through, you're going to fight the inhabitants of its wilderness, and then you're eventually going to discover magic. The next playtest, lore-wise, there will be the Warlock program. And essentially the Warlock program is they're taking humans from Earth and they're injecting them with magic. And it kills a bunch of people. A lot of other people don't die, and you get access to magic.
Oh, it's Halo, but magical.
And the Warlock program, magics are essentially like can be considered their own weapons in a sense, because you'll learn fire magic skills, you'll learn ice magic skills. You also will have access to the general magical skills, like how to improve your incanting and everything like that. Magic is also interesting because it uses multiple stats at the same time.
Question:
Sure.
will there be gun magic?
Yes.
Yo,
I want fast magic. Make me good faster.
Oh yeah. The magic will kind of have like a key basis in it a bit, where you can enhance your body using magics,
yo.
essentially.
I'm gonna make the ultimate speed boy.
Oh no, I've seen where this has gone.
Yeah.
So, like, the biggest thing with the game system is your characters will have a lot of skills and a lot of ways to deal with enemies, and eventually, as the game progresses, you'll be able to use more of your dice in a single combat round. Either with skills that make your dice more efficiently, or because, say you used all your dex dice, right? Well, then you can start using your intelligence dice to start casting spells.
So
A
there will be
com-
this like a real sense of progression.
Yes.
Hell yes.
And characters who are a little bit more spread out on how they use their skills will essentially get to act more in combat. If you notice on the character sheet, there's a tactics skill. You'll be able to use your tactics skill to perform a variety of feats and actions.
Yo. Do you have any idea for what the tactics skill would do now?
There's a variety of things. There are certain tactics called formations. And what a formation does is you declare certain members as a part of the formation, and each part of the formation gets certain bonuses. For instance, you might have like a wing formation where an ally who's in either of the wings gains a bonus to deception checks, which gives them advantage or gives them essentially bonuses for feinting enemies, causing them to either move in certain ways or make themselves open or distracting them. And then you'll have like the center members of the wing formation, and they get bonuses to attacking enemies who are currently fainted as part of their reactions. Other
Now-
tactics things you can do will be like anticipating what enemies do. There's an action called anticipate, which you look at them and you use either your intuition or your intelligence against their combat score. And if you beat them with your anticipation, you get a bonus to your next action or reaction against that target.
Sounds
I
pretty
don't
good.
think you've understand how excited you've made me for this to be more fleshed out and the type of character I want to create.
Good.
I'm
Well,
gonna
already
create
thinking
the
of that.
ultimate run and gun boy.
I want to create the ultimate tactician leader person. Like,
That's what I
doing
wanted before all
formations.
this.
you can see it happen through me, and you can be fast as fuck. I'll do formations that allow you to be fast as fuck. Give you benefits for being fast as fuck. How about that?
Yes.
and essentially the game is going to get crazy. Like, there's going to be an ascension system where you'll get to multiply the effect of your dice. So say you roll a 5 on a die, well, you multiply that by your ascension level for it, which could be 3 or 4, and then you actually get on that skill a 15 or a 20.
I'm so fucking ready. You have no idea.
One of the fun gun augments I've been thinking of is you essentially turn your gun into a rail gun, and you fire your bullets super fast.
Yo.
Which will be important because as characters start getting more of the body augments, strafing will become even more harder and harder for guns to deal with. So there will be counterbalances to that. Guns will never become obsolete. It's never my intention. But
Which is understandable.
the hard part about working with guns in general is just, we saw in this combat, there was just some people who were at full health and died instantly.
Yeah.
And that's just gun combat in general.
Yeah, it's almost like guns are pretty dangerous or something.
Yeah, guns are very dangerous, and even people who have very significant armor can get annihilated.
Yeah, we saw someone's left arm and leg get shredded. 2 different people. It's fun. Never be able to use those again.
Yeah, but you can get robot ones.
I know,
You can't
it's
get
true.
robot ones. There'll
We
be
just
all
did kill
kinds
some
of
robots.
There's more. There's gonna be all kinds of prosthetic limbs as well. You'll get limbs that increase some of your stats, but limit some of your other stats. The dermal skin, as I mentioned before, caps your agility at 10. Or sorry,
Oh.
caps your agility at 8.
Well, I'm not getting that garbage. Ugh.
Because if you move too fast, your skin locks up.
Is there going to be like exosuits and stuff?
Yes, there will be combat suits and exosuits. They'll range
Yeah.
from personal combat suits or PSCs or PCSs to armored units, which are like large, like full Iron Man, like Hulk Slayer armor suits. And there will eventually be mechs as well, but that's way down the line.
Give me SMGs, full auto handguns.
Can I
I-
dual wield stub-nosed miniguns?
I have been thinking of full automatic handguns as well.
Yeah.
It honestly
What about,
wouldn't be very breaking for the handguns as it currently stands.
Fair. What about like deployable turrets?
Yes, that would be deployable turrets.
Yo.
There'll be all kinds of stuff. And the thing is that the combat is just how efficiently you use your actions to get the most out of it as you can.
I'm so excited.
Because we saw this combat, honestly, I mean, like, we actually played way longer. We could have actually done the actual session. My stomach didn't start feeling better until like 6:30 though. And to
Honestly,
be fair, I still kind of have to go to the bathroom, but
this was really fun. Kind of glad we did
I
this.
do like that.
yeah.
It was really
So-
fun.
If anyone has any concerns or things that they want me to take a look at, I'll take that now.
I've listed my one concern.
I resent
That
your
the head is a
concern.
1 rather than a 6.
Yes.
I'd like to input my concern that you might change that. I like to request that it never changes.
Damn, all right. Well, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
Quick, someone put in a counter thing.
What about you, Devin? You seem to have some concerns.
I would just have to see it in longer form. The rifle seems, but I'm not sure yet. I don't know how crazy things later. It seems like a weapon that would probably be really good against armored targets with less constitution. But I'm
Well,
just not sure.
like as I said, the rifle round, what's good is that you know how the handguns were just hitting an enemy, they weren't even really doing a full wound on them. You would hit that same enemy and you would injure them up to the scarred level. And then if you shot that same location again, because it would be a scarred shot and a scarred shot, it would upgrade that wound area to a deep wound. So you could start debilitating enemies. Also, each of your shots would be causing 2 wounds at minimum, 3 when it upgrades to, or not 3, 4 if it upgrades the wound to a deep wound. While the handguns, when they were just kind of hip firing, were doing 1 wound each.
What does the damage continue upgrading? So, like, if you were to still shoot the same spot, would it go from deep to the next one, or would it not do that?
Not unless you got another deep level shot, essentially. But your shot would still, if you hit a deep wound area, you would still do the deep wound in wounds. So they would take 4 wounds every time you hit that target. Essentially, you'd cause them to bleed out really fast.
And
Even
you can just
Alicia,
get
who
all
technically
of
had
their-
the highest constitution, if you shot her like 10 times.
I had matching. Mine was 8.
Oh, okay. No one else got shot, so I guess I didn't know. But if you hit her 10 times, she's just going to die.
I think that's true for anyone.
That's true,
Yeah.
and that's the point.
You could also just shoot all of the parts and completely wreck their day. They'll never do anything again.
And the handguns, when they're aiming, they're pretty good, but so is any other gun that. And the thing is like the handguns, if you hit the same target with both guns in a round when you're aiming, right, that would do 50 damage. But the rifle uses burst fire, and the penalty wouldn't be, like all 3 shots hit. You would do 105 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because gut pistols are dual wielding that they're able to do that, and like both have to hit for that.
Yeah. Handguns are kind of a mix between support and attack, because they're really good at nailing down targets, and even with the armor as it is currently, they can still do wound damage on targets even if they don't, even if they're just hip firing. Like they can whittle down enemies really easy, and because they don't have to use an action to essentially aim first, it makes them able to do a lot more, kind of maneuvers. Well, the rifle, on the other hand, is really good. If you can get the shot on an enemy, you can annihilate their health. Like I said, if you had held back in the combat round, like you aimed and then you held back while the enemies are running around, as long as you could still shoot them after they used all their actions, they would have to try to hit the deck before you shot them, and you'd probably annihilate whatever area you targeted. So, I think one of the problems with this game I'm going to find is that it's just going to be kind of an advanced game in some ways. Because your characters can do a lot, and there's a lot of things to like take into consideration.
Yeah.
But I don't know. How'd you all feel? Did you feel overwhelmed by everything? How difficult would you say it was to figure out how the game worked?
A little bit more difficult than Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how to accurately scale that, because like I've said before, you're just really good at explaining things.
That's fair. That's fair.
To ease along.
I think it's not too difficult to get like base stuff, but then to do like real strategy stuff, I think it's a higher difficulty level there. So I think you can like play it semi effectively somewhat easily, but getting
Yeah, I feel like
all the good tactics in there is harder.
this game isn't gonna play well to selfish players, which can be a good thing, of course. But like,
So I'm never playing again.
yeah, um, which like so like it might struggle there, but I don't think we have that many selfish players.
You can have a selfish playstyle for sure.
Well, the thing about
I
selfish
mean-
playstyles too is you kind of are motivated to work with your allies because if you get ganged up on by enemies, you're going to go down.
Yeah,
You just have to be good enough at the game to be selfish. And that's my goal.
And one of the things as well, this was just a hypothetical situation of what if people with guns fought other people with guns. The first like actual play test, the first like full gun and cybernetic play test, you'll be fighting fleshy creatures mostly.
Delicious.
Oh, no.
And so they're gonna fight in a very different way than the fight you just had. They're gonna try to bum rush you. They're gonna try to surround you, and your objectives are going to be to blow them away first with your guns before they can do that.
That sounds fun.
Understood.
And
Man.
how hollow points work. Now that y'all kind of know how the bullets work, hollow points have a penetration power of 10 less than standard bullets do. So say your assault rifle rounds, right? They did 20. These would do 10.
Oof.
But they have an actual damage of 10 higher. So if those bullets actually hit the target, each of those assault rifle bullets would do 30 damage rather than 20.
So, wow, against those dudes, if I had hollow point, I would need to hit 3 for it to penetrate, but it would actually do 90 damage.
No. So
Well, yeah, but
for instance, if you're fighting these dudes, right, and 3 of your bullets get through, each bullet would do 30 damage. If you hit the same location, it would do 60 or 90 damage up to. But
Yeah.
if you were using hollow points against the armor that you guys have now, you would have to hit someone with 3 bullets to do
yeah.
30 damage.
It's better for unarmed
Oh.
targets, basically.
Because the thing is that the armor also absorbs the damage, and those first 2 bullets get expended essentially.
Oh, okay.
So they would stack up to 20, and then after that, the other one would do 30.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
As for difficulty, I wouldn't say it's what we have right now is like super difficult. Beyond the growing pains of new system who this.
Yeah.
I even messed up a few things, but it really helped. I thank you all so much because it actually really helped me solidify how I wanted the game to run a little bit more. Initially, when I was conceiving the system, Strafe negated or like put a penalty on someone shooting rather than setting a target number. And I think that would just make it where you just didn't hit if the enemy moved more than like 3 or 4 squares or generated a 3 or 4. But I don't know. It'll take some playtesting and we'll see how it lands about. But I'm pretty content with this. I felt like all the guns were pretty impactful too.
They were.
I thought it was good.
I had a lot of fun with my
here.
assault gun.
Yeah, Alicia, you were doing some damage.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
How do you all like the action reaction system?
It's new, and like, I like it.
I think it's pretty good.
When I first heard of it, I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be like weird, clunky." But like, actually running through it was smoother, a lot smoother than I thought it would be. It's
I
awesome.
think it's really smooth because it's only like one action for everyone.
Fair.
I
Yeah.
think it's I like it. It makes the combat feel a lot easier because it's like, yeah, I just got to choose one thing to do and then everyone else is reacting to that, and it makes it easier to be like, oh, this person's doing this thing to me, so I'll just do this to that.
Yeah, I feel like this system really lends itself to feeling like you're on an actual battlefield that's like evolving as time goes by. Different things happen, different enemies do certain things. And if you all notice as well, there were certain reactions that kind of broke the initiative tracker in a sense, like the strafing when someone's shooting at you.
Yeah.
There are certain reactions that you can take kind of outside of continuity. It's a balancing thing. Because if someone's shooting you with a gun and you can't like use your reaction yet, or you already used your reaction, then it just comes who shoots first kind of situation. The way it is now, it becomes how will you manage your resources? Because that individual shot, and then a person took a shot at them, they suddenly dodged out of the way, not taking any damage, but then they were shot again, and they tried to dodge, but their agility die just was not high enough.
I think it's a smart way to do it.
So because the way we were doing it, it was just okay, this enemy's acting. Do you take a reaction? Do you take a reaction? Do you take a reaction? Kind of situation. It lets essentially everyone move at the same time, but you can opt not to conserve your dice for when enemies don't move. And there will be lots of times where it's prudent for your character not to act to see if any of the enemies do anything. And if there's a situation where no one does anything because they're like, oh, I don't want to use my action. Oh, I don't want to use my action. That'll just end the round and cause a new initiative roll. So it's a way to make it so that, for instance, when you guys were shooting that guy and he was like rolling around trying to survive, his actions were not necessarily prompting other people to do oh, he's dodging, I'm going to go and move, at the same time kind of situation. It's because of how the strafe action works. It's a type of reaction that cannot be reacted to unless someone else is engaged with the target. And you guys, when you aim at them, you became engaged. So what could have happened in that situation was I didn't really prompt it because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with options. When you shot that guy and then he dodged, you could have taken another shot at him, prompting him to dodge again, each reaction feeding into himself because you're aiming at this individual.
Oh my god.
The problem with that, and the reason why I didn't start with that, is because you can drain all your actions really fast that way. And if you're all just trying to shoot one guy, really aiming him on this person, if his buddy came around the corner and shot at you, you'd be like, oh shit, I can't do anything about this one. I was just trying to make this guy dance over here. And there's a lot of ways that the action economy can really like mess you up. So I didn't prompt it, but that's something that can happen if you're engaged with the target. Because strafing is an action that doesn't, is a reaction that doesn't provoke other reactions unless they're engaged with the target. What I'm excited for with this system, though, is it allows you, if you're in a fist fight with someone, to just have a blow for blow, I duck, he dodges, I make an uppercut, I return with another punch kind of situation. And for targets that are not engaged with them, they won't be able to do anything. So you can really have that one-on-one moment. It's a little rough, but I think when you break it down into like phases, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
I don't think any of y'all were necessarily overwhelmed.
No, it also feels like more cinematic combat-wise because of how quick it is.
Oh yeah.
Since everyone has so few actions, It just feels like it's an actual combat where it's like everyone's doing stuff real quickly.
This went so much faster than like other like same scale combats with systems that we've known before.
Well, the thing was, it didn't. This combat actually took like 2 hours.
It felt
Yeah,
like
but
it went
felt
faster
like
though.
it was more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then see, that's the thing. That's the big benefit. Because you're
Yeah.
always paying attention to what's going on, you feel a lot more involved, and time just seems to fly by.
Yeah. Just really good. Especially if you manage to keep like at least 2 people with ADHD involved.
That's true. I'm glad it worked out. I suck at playing with myself when it comes to this kind of stuff. Playtesting. Children, please.
Say less funny words next time.
It's just because I don't know how it's gonna react, and I get muddled up in my own thoughts really easy. I'll be like, I'll do this, no this, no this, no this. It just having everyone else help just kind of makes things more organized for me because I can't keep track of my own brain sometimes.
Fair. I know the feeling.
Um,
No,
Well, I'm glad it worked
did
out. Go ahead.
I did have like one also other complaint about this, which like very minor complaint, but again, reloading degrading your dex die. Like, I can understand it from like a balance perspective, but it kind of just feels bad.
Well, most guns will have a reload, like, efficiency action in their skill kits. The thing is that what the die degrading is supposed to represent is time passing by in a combat scene. You know, each round takes 12 seconds by how I've sorted the math out. So each round is like 12 seconds of you running around and doing everything. And you're unloading in someone and then you're taking, you know, like some time to reload. Like, it makes sense.
That makes sense. I agree. It just
It's
feels
just
bad still.
a balancing mechanic because, like I said, the assault rifle runs through its ammo faster than most other guns do. But you also just throw dice at an enemy and it mostly hits.
That's true. I did, like I said, I did just eviscerate some dude's leg because I got lucky just shooting a bunch of bullets at him.
And that's good. If you felt good when you were doing a bunch of bullets at someone, that was kind of like the whole point of the action, is to make it feel like you're just dumping damage on someone or like doing a lot of things. Especially if you start fighting some of the fleshier creatures in the game, you're going to feel like a god using an assault gun.
That
Yeah.
dude
But
will
assault
never walk
guns
again.
are never good really against like more armored targets.
Yeah, and that's why we have other guns that I
And
will
that's-
never use.
That's why there's other guns. And there, like I said, there'll be ways you'll be able to enhance your bullets eventually. The combat will get crazy. People will be creating barriers. People will be flying. People will be moving 20 squares. You know, like, it's going to get really crazy really fast. And the whole point of the system, the improvement system anyway, is to make it feel like you're getting a handle on everything that's happening by incrementally learning more and more mechanics and getting used to more and more types of situations.
It's amazing.
But
Love
I do
this.
get it that it's just any action that uses it, like I said, ducking into cover uses an agility die. Even if
That's
you don't
true.
roll it, it just reduces it because you're crouching down, you're getting into cover, it's taking time. And agility die are important, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
The good thing about cover versus falling prone, because you can technically fall prone with an agility die action as well, and you don't have to make the reflex roll against the person shooting at you. The difference being, it kind of sucks because if you get up from prone, you either suffer a penalty to an action or you suffer a movement penalty
Yeah.
if you're trying to move. So falling prone is never really like a good choice. It's a last ditch effort choice to minimize, like what you're being hit at. And if someone's aiming at you, falling prone is almost just not gonna do you any good.
Are you ever gonna have guns that like a sniper rifle with a bipod that's gonna like benefit from being prone?
I haven't thought about it too much, but probably. I mean, the game's also gonna get to a point where you're gonna be able to shoot homing bullets. So
That's true.
there's gonna be a lot of different things that can happen, and the system is going to very much be focused on just adapting to a situations, reacting, and having options, and keeping your reactions available, not overextending. Because, like I said, if you move and end up in the middle of the area like that one guy did, he got blown to bits because of that. And that's how it is in real combat,
I was real close to doing that myself at the beginning.
Yeah, you were. You pretty much made yourself completely open to one of the enemies.
Yeah, I was just standing there in the middle of the walkway, and everyone started taking aim at me. I was like, yes.
I'm gonna bring like the fucking Overwatch dedication from Overwatch Archetype from Pathfinder into this game and just basically play that. So ready.
So, one last question, and I think we'll be done. Because I have to, vamoose to the bathroom. I've been too excited, but I've been holding it. Anyway. If there's anything you want or are excited for the system, let me know. Is there anything y'all think would be really cool, or something that could be tweaked a little better, or whatever? What are your wishes?
I want tactical and smart gameplay to be rewarded in some way, or like I said, the Overwatch dedication or archetype from Pathfinder, someone who can benefit from being super tactical in battle. I would love the ever-loving shit out of that.
Team feats that you gain from working together over the course of the adventure, I think would be really cool.
Funny enough, I already have that.
Ooh.
I made a teamwork combat feat. Let me pull that up real quick. And I'll probably expand upon it more. But there's a combat skill you can pick up called teamwork. Essentially what it does is, as long as you've spent enough time with an ally, either several combats or over the course of a month, depending on how narrative reasons, purposes, you apply a +1 to any action in which you and that character are acting or reacting at the same time.
Ooh.
So if, for instance, Booter had the initiative and was shooting a target, and you use your reaction to him shooting to shoot the same target, you get a +1.
Booter wouldn't get the +1 though? Just
Nope.
Okay.
Just because Devon's character is thinking, oh, he's doing this, so I'm going to take advantage of this situation. And
Yes.
you understand how your teammates play, and thus you use that to your advantage.
I would, stuff more like that, and stuff akin to the sniping duo archetype as well from Pathfinder. That would be awesome.
I would like magic and augmentations that work well together to support each other, and just sort of boosting your abilities that you already have, right? Real fast boy, or better shooting with this stuff,
Yeah, a lot of the cybernetic increases that you can do, one of the best ways to get a well-rounded character is to have a character that focuses on something like magic, boosting their intelligence and their charisma and their dex, and then augmenting other stats like their agility with cybernetics, or so that your character could be fast. And cybernetics are going to be strong. You're not going to be able to get a cybernetic part necessarily that will be an end game skill level worth. But what a lot of the cybernetics will do is they'll allow you to bypass your limits without investing skills and experience into them, more or less. Because you can buy augments, you can buy cybernetic implants. So you can consider cybernetics to be more like magical gear in a sense.
Yeah.
And they'll help round characters out, and they'll make your characters a lot more viable in some situations. And cybernetics will work in part to balance characters, but also to enhance certain features of characters. One of the cybernetics I'm planning out is the optic tracker. The optic tracker innately reduces the bonus or the and a enemy that you're targeted at, it reduces their strafe by 1.
Nice.
Not how far they can go, but the DC it sets for you.
I'm 100% not going to make a balanced character. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to do it godly.
See, that's what I have to balance around. I have to balance around characters who specialize and make sure they don't
Yeah.
get broken, but they still get benefits for specializing.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of the skills I'm implementing into the game as well are I'm kind of taking the Pathfinder approach, which is many of them are not straight bonus increases or like just hit better kind of increases. A lot of them are more situational, like, oh, I have the perfect ability for the situation. And the more you have, the more you're ready to dominate in, more situations.
Yeah. Good time. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm good. Any other requests from the crowd?
My mind is just running wild about the future of this.
I'm really happy we found this map, actually, because this is actually not a bad map for a shootout.
Yeah, I like
It was really fun.
I was struggling to find like a map that would work for a shootout because it needed cover, but it needed places you could run and stuff like that. And this
It
map,
served those.
yeah, this map worked really well. I'll probably honestly use it again for another playtest.
I'll play more.
Well, give me some time. I'm currently in the process. I have 5 combat skills written out for and 8 skills for the handguns currently. So when I get all the skills written out for rifles and assault rifles or assault guns, we might do another playtest later this week. We'll see. I just will take some time. I don't know, Alicia, anything you want? Anything you like or dislike? Haven't heard from you much.
Oh, my bad. I really liked it, honestly. I can't really think of anything else like to improve on because it was really fun.
What's something you would want? Like in a tabletop or something in general?
Honestly, I don't think I have enough experience to say what I would exactly want, but
That's fair. That's a very fair assessment of what you know. All right. Well, that's going to be it. Thank you all
Wait,
so much
one
for
last
watching.
thing.
Sure.
I must insist. We need familiars.
Yeah.
No matter what game, I want familiars.
I definitely am thinking of it. I gotta play test a lot more before I start even thinking about adding additional creatures to a battle.
Give me a little ghost that I can have floating over my shoulder.
can there be corgis?
Well, I mean, Earth is a thing in this. You can have a corgi.
You can play a sentient corgi as your character.
Something else I think is interesting, but it's a ways off. I'm thinking of implementing a stress system where if your character, depending on what happens in an adventure or how long you're away from home, you generate stress, and it can give you essentially like negative traits in a sense. And
That's cool.
so when you go back to base, because this is a very mission based kind of game style, there will be benefits to role playing your characters relieving stress.
I think it would be cool if like your mental state affected your magic and stuff.
Oh,
or
it
just
will.
things
It
in
does.
general. Yeah.
Especially with how magic works. Magic in this system. So one of the things with magic that's going to be interesting is magic is you visualize something, and the more you understand the object, the better it is to visualize. So when you cast a spell, it essentially has a required manifestation value. Its manifestation value you have to generate by rolling dice during your turns to manifest it. Say let's say creating a fireball has a manifestation value of 20, right? When it's your turn, or even as you can actually cast spells as a reaction too. It just has the concentrate trait, which is essentially if you're concentrating on something, you can't use reactions that are not like self-preservation based, more or less. So while you're focusing on casting a spell, you can dodge out of the way if someone's shooting you, but you can't like shoot someone while you're concentrating on a spell.
That's pretty cool.
But anyway, so if you have the manifestation value of 20, right? So on your reaction or your action, you roll your intelligence die going to a minimum of what your casting skill is, which will probably be like 5 or something like that. And that 5 points goes towards that 20. But what you can do is you can incantate or gesticulate, which is use your hands or say, like special phrases. And that allows you to add your charisma or dex or both to the manifestation, allowing you essentially to roll up to 3 dice with a single action or reaction to help manifest your spell.
Whoa.
Pretty cool.
The thing is, though, is you're using your dex dice and charisma dice, degrading all those dice to cast spells.
Yeah.
But depending on how powerful your character gets and everything like that, you'll be able to just use a spell by using one concentration and one like gesticulation. So you can gesticulate, move your hand, and then you can shoot a spell. There will also be maintainable spells, which is like you conjure produce flame, but then you don't need to re-manifest it. You can just keep chucking produce flame.
Nice.
Essentially turning certain spells into spell weapons. When you have a maintained spell, though, it reduces the amount you can concentrate on casting other spells.
I like it.
So it's a bit of a complex system, but I feel like if you guys get your hands on it, it'll be not as complex as you think it is.
Yeah.
And there'll be a lot of actions as well that'll be motivating for y'all to take to mess with your environment more. And I really want like an interactive map when it comes to combat. So
Want the barrier grenades? It's like you throw it and boom, barrier.
yeah, there'll be that. There'll be anti-barrier grenades that'll destroy barriers.
Yo.
Eventually, you'll get access to like mortars and stuff where you can just bombard enemies at certain locations.
Oh god, I'm so ready.
It's going to be a lot, but like I'm hoping that this makes everyone interested in it, excited for the combat, and combat becomes more situational based. So like meta builds aren't really a thing because there's different situations that have to be handled in different ways.
Unless you just
everything's
brute
handled with
force.
speed.
Everything is
You
just
underestimate
speed.
how well Booter can bullshit brute force.
Good. I need people like that for playtesting. All right, I gotta go. Thank you all so much
Okay,
for watching.
bye.
Like I said before, keep an eye out. We're gonna be doing more playtests in the near future. If you like what you saw or want to see more, please like and or subscribe to see more content like this. I'm sorry we didn't play Riptide today, but it does seem like everyone at least came out content from this, so that's good. Oh god, coughing makes it worse. As well as I'll be producing a video kind of talking about why I haven't been producing videos lately. I think they'll be coming out Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, join us in the Discord. If you want the chance to possibly join us in some of these interesting playtests for the new game we're developing, join us in the Discord down below or in the description on YouTube, and come check it out. So with that, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight.
Good night.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.